everyone, it's June 14, 2021. It's a Monday again. And this is Nikki Yu, also known as Physics Trader, and you're watching the Global Awesome 10X Market Update. So this Monday is a continuation of very good news. I'd have to share that in June 11, Tesla did not disappoint with their Model Plaid S delivery event. Let me just share to you the highlights of this event. You can watch it straight on Tesla's YouTube, and you can actually see reaction videos of people talking about the Tesla Model Plaid mode and how fast that 60 miles per hour in 2 seconds, 60 mph, 60 miles in 2 seconds actually is. So let me just show you the highlights in my view. So it's really the essence of sexy, I'd say. This car again has defied every book. Physics is the law, not a recommendation, as was expected with any engineering product. This is, I think, the most important slide that Model S Plaid delivery event accomplished. This was the 2012, the very first, and then the 2018 version, the 2019 performance. And look at the trajectory this 2021. Now you might wonder, why would people want fast cars? Well, this is faster than a Porsche, safer than a Volvo. And if there's anything that is to be expected from Tesla, it's about the fact that they prioritize safety amongst everything else, but they also want to ensure that you've got a really great car. In fact, still the best electric car in the world. So should I actually show you a test drive? Why don't we watch just the delivery? It's actually, let's watch maybe the first 2 minutes of Tesla Plaid S Plaid mode. Let's play this.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Fremont, California. We're out here at the test track of our Fremont factory, just a few meters away from where we actually build all of our Tesla vehicles. We're super excited to have you all here. In fact, almost 9 years ago, on June 22nd, 2012, we had our first Model S delivery event right over there in the factory. So we've come a long way in a few years. We set out to design, engineer, and manufacture the best car in the planet, and we've been working tirelessly every day to try to make that happen. And tonight, we're going to show you the next best version of Model S. And I brought this along because we might be breaking a few records. But more about that later. So let's get Elon out here and have him show you how we made the best car in the world.
The Model S. This is an ambitious goal to create a whole new kind of car. A lot of Wall Street is betting Tesla can't get it done.
What an entrance, isn't it? I mean, it's like a presentation. We're a new launch, and definitely there's more to unpack in what Elon Musk and how they made the best electric car, fastest, safest electric car in the world. Um, a few things to explain to you. You want to invest in the companies that are making cool things. Can you just imagine the very first time that the iPhone 7 was unveiled? So in Tesla Model S, the very first was 2012. That's June 22, 2012. And now, June 11, 2021, they set again new records, best records. I think what is a highlight there is that there is what they did, the carbon fiber, which actually allows, some people said, as much as 200 miles. So we might say, wow, it's like as most feedback were, it's like a spaceship in a car. So it's really an amazing thing. People who wants to order right now, there's already 100 vehicles out per week, and delivery is already ongoing. And by next quarter or next month, I think they can already deliver 1,000 Plaid Model S in 1,000 vehicles every week. I also have to explain that because these are self-driving cars, you can just sit back, relax, play a movie, watch a movie, play games. In fact, in that highlight in the Tesla Model S, they were actually playing CD Project Red's Cyberpunk. So let me just show to you the exact movements. CD Project, of course, benefited in the Tesla Model S for quite a while now. PS5 performance, it tells you that the hardware, the software, everything inside is top class, top in the world. That's why this one, CD Project, is also already bottomed out. The bottom of CD Project Red, the gaming that they, if you watched it, there's actually some Easter eggs. There's CD Project Red there, and some of the satellite imaging in the Tesla Model S is actually Maxar Technologies. So you'll see a few of these things. The bottom of CD Project Red is this definitively 150 Polish zloty, and so far very strong bullish candle last June 11, last Friday, here at about $185. I'd say that this is already the start of the uptrend, a reversal of the downtrend. And for the people who are wondering, should they buy OTGLY or CD Project, the answer of Awesome 10X is a massive yes. Of course, Tesla is also a massive buy more here at about 610. You should be able to buy this and actually make Michael Burry, who supposedly has a huge short position on Tesla, cover soon. We'll say that Tesla Model Plaid is going to be selling very well, despite the news that we've been hearing that Tesla vehicles are actually down 50% last month in China, meaning that Neo and Xpeng are actually selling very well. Now, this is not really about Tesla competing against China. Yes, there is that competition, but I'd say that this is about just generally the entire replacement of ICE towards electric. ICE is what you call internal combustion engine. So the more you actually understand that everyone is going electric, it actually just solidifies the fact that Tesla didn't have any Tesla superchargers in 2012, and right now they have 25,000 superchargers. Superchargers are your charging stations. You also have Biden saying 500,000 electric charging stations happening within his term, even in just 5 years. You're really seeing the benefits of an electric vehicle world. It's not just about these companies, but the benefits of the entire world. Cleaner, safer, renewable energy means less pollution and less climate change. So Tesla at 610 is a massive buy area. You also have a few companies. Maxar is about satellite imaging. So what you'll see is that this is a company that uses satellites in space to actually tell you like Google Maps of the world. So Google Maps, that type of photos. So all of your roads, etc., through Maxar Technologies. Whenever those computers are running, you can see that it's powered by Maxar Technologies. Very much a great thing. And if you go into any Tesla vehicle, you'll understand infotainment. Infotainment means that everyone will be watching their Netflix inside. That's why if you just think about it, should you buy more Netflix here at about 488? The answer is yes. There will be people that will keep on subscribing and ensuring that, of course, streaming and connectivity connected world is great. And when you think about connected TV, of course, connected era of cars, the connected era of cars means that your series is actually going to go higher. Actually, you might think that there was going to be a triple top, like I thought here at $100. Unfortunately, no triple tops. I'm not sure if you're unfortunate or not unfortunate. Actually, it's not about to be unfortunate. It should be fortunately. So fortunately, you're really seeing the benefits of connected cars, and Seren's is actually a huge winner of that. The voice assistance world, wherein you'll just tell your car, let's say your car's name is Jarvis. Jarvis, take me to the nearest McDonald's, and the car will take you to the nearest McDonald's without you lifting a finger. So that's really one of the biggest movers in our lifetime, and something that we all have to say thanks for the engineering team of Tesla. Still gives me wonders. 1211, just so you have an idea of the news, is also in a V-shaped rally. This just not just a recovery, but a rally all the way to all-time highs, perhaps. And any dips to 190 or 180 is going to be bought massively for BYD company 1211, simply because BYD is currently reported to have talks with Apple cars. So apparently, Apple car is gonna get their batteries from BYD. Let me just read to you the news about this segment. Exclusive, 5 days ago, Apple and Chinese manufacturers are in talks on a US car battery factory. So it should be noted that it's really important that you've got, when you want to dominate the world, the reason why Tesla had to have their battery days, because your batteries, actually they unveiled the 4680 cells there. It's important that you have the capacity, the range, and the mileage. So it's not just about having charging stations all over the map. It's also about the fact that your car can last for more than 5 hours or 3 hours nonstop. So those are important. So that's how important battery storage is. And BYD tells you that it is a capable battery manufacturer for the likes of Apple car. That's a huge nod for 1211. 1211 as the battery supplier of Apple cars in the future. Now, a lot more to explain. We talked about how cool Tesla's Plaid just unveiled. I want to share to you another cool company that is perhaps underestimated. Last week was the live stream event for ACIC, aka Archer Aviations. It's now back from about $10.80 to about $9.99. That's ACIC, Archer Aviation. You can actually check out their warrants, guys. It's actually cheap right now. There was a sell off from about $2 all the way to 162. If it falls about 140, or even here currently at 162, if you have this is an automatic buy for me for this Monday and for the next entire week. I have also ideas for you. Of course, you might be aware of AHT, Ashford Hospitality Trust. Ashford Hospitality Trust is a meme stock. And what you're seeing here is that not all memes are really a joke. This is actually a company that could recover all the way to about $10 to $20. Take note that Ashford Hospitality Trust is a perfect reopening play. And so far, you can see the volumes have been really striking hot. Volumes is on the upside, a lot of price action on the upside as well. Let me share to you why Ashford Hospitality Trust, AHT, has been performing so well from about $2 all the way to $6 in just from from about May 1 all the way to about until now, June. And it continues to be still in an uptrend. Dips are still being bought. Let me read to you Ashford Hospitality Trust. Okay, so this is actually a company that is a real estate investment trust company. Let's go to their website, athreit.com. So Ashford Hospitality Trust is a real estate investment trust focused on investing predominantly in upscale full-service hotels. Recent news, Rob Hayes is scheduled to appear, actually June 9, he was scheduled to appear on CNBC's Squawk on the Street. Why don't we watch that clip of Ashford in that script? AHT CNBC. So this one, it's just 5 minutes, so let's listen to the CEO, Rob Hayes.
Why should you invest in stocks on eToro?
With eToro, I can invest in stocks.
Call it a comeback. Just 6 months ago, your company was on the verge of bankruptcy and now are riding this new wave of investor enthusiasm. And you're taking advantage of it, right, with a number of stock sales. You raised nearly $100 million so far. through stock sales this year. Would you say that this new investor has really been a lifeline for your company?
It's changed the game. As early as October 30th, we had an equity market cap at Ashford Trust of about $15 million. And to now have an equity market cap of over $1 billion, and largely due to the participation of these retail shareholders, it's a game changer for us. And it gives us the opportunity to maybe do things at a pace that we never anticipated doing. And we're profoundly grateful for it, because it's not what we expected to be at this point in this recovery.
What exactly do you plan to do with this new investor enthusiasm? I mean, you raised a lot of money. Do you plan to use some of that to bring down your extremely high debt levels, nearly $4 billion? Do you think investors, these new investors, really understand the risk associated with your stock?
They're more sophisticated than people give them credit for. So I do think they understand it. And it's something where it's unlikely that I can solve all of our problems in a short period of time. It's something that's going to take time. But again, given what we're seeing and the enthusiasm in this group, it gives us opportunities that we haven't had before.
Some investors have taken issue with the structure of your company, external advisor, and real estate investment trust, your former CEO, Monty Bennett. What about your employees, those 7,000 employees before COVID hit? You had to lay off nearly 95% of them. Do you plan to bring any of those back?
We're trying to bring them back as fast as we possibly can. And we actually have hundreds of spots that are open at hotels across the country. And so we're excited as travel is coming back. This recovery is real, and it's accelerating. And we need to get people back into the hotels, both customers and our employees. So we're doing that as fast as we can.
Faber back here at the NYC. To what do you attribute that investor enthusiasm? Can you cite a triggering moment? Was it simply a large short position in the stock, or perhaps something else that you're aware of that we're not, that lit the match, so to speak?
Yeah, David, that's a magic question. I don't know. And in some ways, it seems like they choose you. You don't choose them. I think we had some trades in the fall when we were doing a preferred exchange that created a little bit of volume. But it was something that we saw some investors on Twitter, and this really wasn't as much even the Reddit community. It was on Twitter, and guys like Zach Morris and Will Mead and others, who were guys I didn't know and hadn't heard of, that saw something in our stock, saw something in our name months ago, and slowly built up this community that I didn't really know existed. And then once you see it as a CEO in this modern era of communication, you either choose to embrace it and use it for the sake of the company and the shareholders and our employees, or you become a silent CEO. And I chose to lean into it a little bit, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of leaning in. I have to say, Rob, it's Morgan. The fact that you just joined Twitter in the last 24 hours as well, the fact that you are looking to directly talk with this individual investor base that is gaining steam right now. Are you yourself, as a CEO, adopting a new playbook? What do those discussions look like with your board, with your C-suite, et cetera?
Good question. And yeah, it is completely different. I was talking with one of our investor relations people, and how years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, we used to be a 80-90% institutional shareholder base. And now that's completely flipped. We're probably an 80 or 90% retail shareholder base. And that changes the way you approach things. And the reality is that we've got to be able to engage with those shareholders and both listen to them, know that we appreciate them. And so, yeah, this would not be my preferred path. I'm not a big Twitter guy. I've not been out there for a long time. But given where we are now and what the future of this retail game looks like, I've got to do it. And I think it's what's in the best interest of our shareholders.
Yeah, so you just released some documents as well in those last 24 hours on Twitter. In terms of your forecast and the path to full recovery, lay that out for us.
Sure. I think you're going to see great numbers this summer. Leisure travel is back. Fortunately, we have a portfolio of 100 hotels, mostly Marriott, Hilton, and Hyatt branded properties across the country, and very leisure and transient focus. So I think the summer is going to be very strong. The real question is what happens after Labor Day. Do business travelers come back, and when do groups come back? And that's hard to say. But I think conservatively, I think looking at 2023 as probably when the recovery is back to 2019 levels, and God willing, it could be sooner than that.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC.
on YouTube?
So basically, we have a new GME stock, guys, and the answer is it's AHT. It's very clear that people are buying it because of the ownership of Marriott Hotels, and it's really a clear reopening story with their market cap significantly very low despite those debts. So you could see that they can actually pay off those debts if you're able to raise money via stock share sales, which the CEO Rob Hayes already did. And right now, it's about 80-90% retail base, and I took a look at his Twitter account. He's been very much open to suggestions by retail, listening to retail. So I wouldn't be surprised that people will actually book into a lot of AHT properties by Rob Hayes simply because of the fact that the community knows that they listen. I mean, you know that people assign a high valuation to Airbnb because they trust in what Brian Chesky does, or Nathan, or Gabia, right? So it's really about the fact that many CEOs have already tapped listening mostly to their consumers. You know about how Elon Musk primarily uses Twitter. You know about the fact that even Vin Diesel listens to his community, and I wanted you to know that he's a producer of the F9 of Fast and the Furious franchise, entire franchise. It's a 20-year franchise, and it's coming out this June 25. The fact that the retail base is able to turn things around, like AMC movie theaters went from about $2 to $70. It tells me that when the company has significantly great properties, in this case, they have more than 100 real estate upper scale hotels, and it's possible that those debts can be just paid for, just like how easily the movie theater chain's problems was already paid for simply by just stock share sales. So Ashford Hospitality Trust is presenting on a REIT Week virtual investor conference. Let's read about their results, and maybe let's take a look at their portfolios, because it's more important not really about the results. I think what's important is what do they own? Like, what are these 100 properties? It's enough for you to know that they've got a lot of luxury properties, but I think that it's important for you to see just how luxurious these are. They own the Ritz-Carlton in Atlanta, W Atlanta Downtown, One Ocean Hotel. So these are just really upper scale rooms. And then another thing, upper upscale, you've got Embassy Suites, Silicon Valley, Santa Clara, Walnut Creek. So when he said that it's Wall Street bets, or it's the retail community that chooses you, not them choosing Wall Street bets, I have to agree that Wall Street bets, or the entire retail public, saw value. I have to say that the retail public saw value in GME at $3, and they saw value in Ashford Trust at $3, $2, $3, and they're willing to pay as high as $6. And I wouldn't be surprised that they'll be paying as high as $10 for it. So these are the direct hotel investments. They own Courtyard, I think Hilton, Residence Inn. I think that we have to go for the pictures, not necessarily the names. So these are all the brands: the Ashton, the Churchill, Courtyard Alpharetta, Basking Ridge, Downtown. People are seeing value in Hilton hotels. And the fact that this REIT owns a portion of these upper luxury hotels, and with a huge reopening play, it makes sense that people will actually travel, and not necessarily everyone will go to an Airbnb. And AHT is one of those ways to actually enter a hotel luxury at a very discounted price. Wouldn't you yourself want to own a piece of a luxury hotel, especially after a drop from about $110 to even just $6? That's approximately 94% down. And I'd argue that people will see value even at current levels of $6 or even at $8. So that is a significant drop of about 98% from a peak to its low. So I would say that Wall Street bets bought this because of the value, not necessarily about just simply the high short interest, but it helps as well, because you know that if you've got high short interest, there's definitely leeway for covering of those hedge funds, which will make this a spicier move on the upside. Another thing that I have to say as of Friday, so let me just share to you a few things in my own eToro account. So I've been just holding NVIDIA, very strong movements. we've seen strong movement on the E3 2021, particularly Ubisoft. So Ubisoft just launched Avatar Avatar game. Let me show to you Ubisoft. Its ticker symbols UBI. Perhaps people might actually buy this, after a drop from $85 all the way to $50. This would be a good entry point right now. I would assume that some of the games are actually gonna be supported. Take a look at I'd say that right now there are so many discounts, whether it be CD Projekt, Douyu, Huya, and of course this one, Ubisoft. Take a look at this one. Ubisoft Entertainment has rallied from about $57 to $60. What's happened on Ubisoft? I'm gonna show to you the games that was unveiled in the UB Forward. So I think there was also the Gods, Ubisoft. UB Forward. Closes out the show with the world premiere of Frontier Pandora. Let me show you how huge this Ubisoft game is. Watch this. Made by Massive Games. So I just fast forwarded it. But the point, guys, is that in the future and in the near term, you will see many people enjoy entertainment by riding their self-driving vehicles and playing a lot of games. I'd say that it makes sense for your portfolio to contain a lot of great companies. So we talked about Tesla, the launch of the Plaid. We talked about Ubisoft for the E3 2021 unveil. There's going to be more companies that are interesting. And in case that you haven't watched, I think I was sharing in all my entire Twitter sphere, Trece on Netflix. So I'm very proud of that because I'm very proud of our Filipino creators, what Budgetan and, putting Filipinos on the map. And I'm also happy that because of that, and it just inspires more Filipinos, especially the Filipino creators, to showcase their work and potentially, in my view, to get hired by Disney, Netflix, and HBO Max in the future with so many creatives in the Philippines. And I think that they will be hired by, I think the biggest industry in the next 10 years for the Filipinos is really to hone in to growing that digital arts movement, the digital software, the designs, the game design, the game software. Those are things that I think are even social media, digital advertising. So all of the creatives will really be, in my view, hopefully a $5 to $10 billion industry in the Philippines. So as big perhaps as BPO industry so far. So that's my huge ideas for you. Let me now read your your questions. Thoughts on McDonald's? Personally, I like Shake Shack more. I was actually just listening to the Shake Shack call press releases. I'm not against McDonald's, but McDonald's is just a low upside company. I mean, it's great long term, but I'd prefer Shake Shack. So been bullish on Shake Shack at $90 recently when it fell from about 130. It fell to 90. It's now rallied to about $100. I'd say that it will continue to go up. So it's really also a reopening play and an internationalization play. So they've got about 200 stores already. Randy Garuti reminds me, of course, to also invest in Hugs Pack because that is the Danny Mayer's pack, the Union Square pack. HUGS, Hugs. So you can buy Hugs acquisition or Hugs warrant. I'd prefer to buy that rather than McDonald's. Now, you might be arguing McDonald's for the BTS meal. I like the BTS. I like how they are influencers globally. In fact, I do hope that there will be Filipino bands that can actually, at the very least, even just 1/10 of what BTS group achieved globally. Either way, I have no McDonald's only because I think those are recession-proof stocks, and I like my portfolio to be more on the growth path. Hi, meme stocks still have a push, or is it already fizzled and participation is no longer advisable? Not true. I think that meme stocks, you saw some profit taking, but AHT is also considered a meme stock. I think actually, thanks for asking. I was sharing to people that Sundial actually is using yeah, I was reading about these ones. The Shake Shack results are reopening. Very, very well done. Either way, I like what's happened with Sundial. The recent drop to about 107 to me is already a buying opportunity. There's actually news that Sundial is using their investments and cash to actually do financing for cannabis names. So they plan to be the banking for cannabis. Let me actually read the entire story for Sundial for you. I'll read the reports. But it's not true that the memes are dead. I'd say that they're just consolidating, and in fact, they're gonna be out in a rumble. It just depends which meme stocks you're talking about. So if we're talking about Tilray Sundial, if we're gonna talk about Danimer Scientific, QuantumScape, Lucid Motors. Actually, I have it. I find it funny that Palantir is considered a meme stock when it shouldn't be. I mean, it's a blue chip. It's like a mid cap stock. AHT is valuable to me, so I think right now people assume that memes are jokes, but the truth is, it's just that Wall Street Bets is faster than Wall Street. They, like you and me, YouTubers are better than Wall Street. Okay, so I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind. So let me read to you why what's happening in the sundials. Why these three meme stocks can be good long-term investments. Okay, let's read about Sundial and their banking play. Let me read the entire. I was reading it in Sunday. Banking for cannabis. Okay, let's read this. Will sundial growers' banking play make investors rich? If the pivot is successful, absolutely. So sundial growers recently took advantage of the Wall Street bets driven share price surge to issue a boatload of new stock and warrants, thereby raising enough money to completely change the trajectory of the company. This business, which was focused on growing cannabis for sale in Canada, is now in a position to go global, not in the way that investors might expect. They want to go into banking for the cannabis industry. And if this pivot is healthy, then there's a chance that it could pay off very huge. Banking might be boring, but for Sundial, it beats watching the grass grow. Sunstream Bancorp is a JV Sundial announced in March with Canadian alternative investment management firm SAF Group. They want to make money issuing loans, investing in cannabis companies and marketable securities. While details are still scarce, it's very clear that there is a significant opportunity here. Offering financing services to businesses in the U.S. marijuana market could be very attractive, as many of the cannabis cultivators are unable to access traditional financing due to restrictive federal regulations. Likewise, small and medium-sized cannabis businesses worldwide would benefit from easier access to financing, and initial commitment to venture would be about $200 million for this project called the Special Opportunities Cannabis Fund. This could just be the start. How would such a move be primarily built around growing and selling cannabis? It's not crazy as it seems. Sundial is already operating like a cannabis investment bank. Last quarter, it had $96 million in loans. They actually yielded $15.7 million in revenue. For reference, its gross cannabis was only $11.7 million, just down 30% from the prior quarter, and only $2.8 million of this investment revenue was from interest payments or fees. So the rest came from realized or unrealized changes from the value of its marketable securities, it's important that this is a company pivot that they are just starting. So they're like a Morgan Stanley or a Goldman Sachs of the cannabis industry. The key to maintaining and expanding the investment revenue will be their war chest of about $1 billion right now in cash and equivalents. So why would it be a meme stock if it has $1 billion in cash? About $752 million of this is unrestricted. There are two reasons to believe that their unrestricted cash balance will be used for lending and purchase of investments. First, they have no debt. Second, they are earmarked for repayment. In the words of Zach George, the CEO, said, "We do not plan to pursue top-line advancement without profitability, nor the maintenance of market share at any and all costs." In other words, their cash will be used to fund a massive scale-up in operations until there is a near guarantee of producing great returns. So the company's pivot towards investing for cannabis companies and potential buyers means that they would have increasing revenues. So if you're thinking about the future, I'd say that Sundial, guys, is a company that you should actually omit looking in the last quarter's report, but actually in the next few quarters and the few years about how those investments will pay off. So the answer for me for Sundial is all the way up. So we bought at 75 cents. Even at 125, we're also issuing buys. Even right now, 107, even $1, it's all a buy. Can you tell me when the Hong Kong market opens? Hong Kong market opens at 9:30 a.m. Philippine time until about, if my memory is correct, until 4 p.m. Philippine time. Thanks. What are your thoughts on Roblox? I love Roblox. But Roblox at $90, I'm not sure if 90 goes 100 or 90 goes 80. That said, if you're a secular winner, which I think Roblox is, any dips will really be bought. So any dips of Roblox, 90 to 80 is all a buy. I think last week, Roblox gave an entry at 89. I'm just not sure. Oh yeah, it went from 87 all the way to 92. It's very hard to get this cheap. If you want Roblox, this is just a secular uptrend. So the answer is just keep on buying Roblox. So any dips in Roblox, we are a bull. Zillow and Pen. To be honest, if you're looking at the mortgage scene and the real estate scene, I'd say that Zillow is doing well. So actually the drop at $110 is more of an opportunity to load up. I have already Zillow. You can see that I'm actually down on Zillow right now. This is $117 now, $100. I'm down $7. It's leveraged, so actually I'm down more. But it's okay. I'm willing to actually 5x lever on a Zillow because I do think it's going to go back to 120 or something. But it's not my high conviction pick. Zillow competes with Open Door and Redfin. Other people like Redfin better. Other people like Open Door. But in my understanding, Zillow is the number one in the real estate platform. So I'm a bull on that. Penn National Gaming is quite slow. I have it at 77. I have it at 81. It's lower than my DraftKings, if I'm going to be honest with you. So in terms of free opening and sports plays, it will be a beneficiary. Penn National Gaming owns Barstool Sports. But I'm just not sure if it's going to be faster. So far, from a price performance perspective, I'm a little bit sad on how Penn National Gaming is doing, but I'm not bearish on it. I'm actually just thinking maybe it's a slow stock, but it will go up eventually. What do you think about Rewalk? Rewalk, I think, well, it's not the best in terms of healthcare. I've been buying PacBio, I've been buying Invitae, Editas, CRISPR. Nonetheless, at about $1.80, I don't think that there's any downside here. So about 180 to 190, I do think this one will go as high as about $3. Give it some time. So that's about 50% upside and very little downside. So that is a bull for me. Okay, guys, it's already 40 minutes. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And do watch the show every day. See you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.